Right, so set it wide on the left was your before. If you just look at the difference in the grip, how much sort of neat and tidy your hands look on that club there. Getting it more across the fingers there, so your right thumb just a bit more on top of your left thumb there. If that gets a bit underneath, it's going to make it hard for your wrist to hinge. So if we're not really hinging the wrist and we're not really moving the torso and the hands are a little bit more again in the middle of the body, the swing now, we said when you're going back here now, there's not really much body movement at all until it's kind of forced to move, just because your left arm gets so far across your torso. Here now it's kind of like dragging it round the corner. So you end up moving your shoulders, but it's almost like your shoulders have been moved as opposed to you moving them. Does that make sense, yeah? So something your arms going, you've moved as opposed to that move you'll see now. So that was your backswing on the first one. Compare that to, so we're keeping our body nice and sort of centered, but the hips now are rotating. So your right hip, and this is what we're going to see now when you move, your right hip's going to move away from that red line there, you see, yeah? So you're moving your hips in that way. Your head's there nice and stable. So as you get to the top of the backswing now, your hips are moved towards target. So now for you to get onto the left side for impact, you've only got to move a small amount and you're pretty much there anyway. So your hands there, nicely in front of the golf ball impact. That straight line between shoulder, elbow, arms, hands and club. Really, really good. You're creating what they sort of, sometimes people talk about this sort of reverse K. So you've got kind of a straight line there, your trail arm and the club. There's your reverse K, yeah. You're in a good position there now. That's going to help you strike the ball better with a bit of energy compared to where you were on this one. There's your impact. Look at the difference in your right leg. Your right leg's not sort of moving in as much because your hips haven't moved that far. So the right hand one's more of a and then come through just as momentum kind of carries you through, whereas this one, there's your right leg, where that one, next frame, there's your right leg. So you see how much more further over you are to the on that right hand one and then through. So again, your finish position's always been very, very good. You've turned through it nicely. It's just making sure that you rotate initially in the goal swing. So yeah, doing that move, just doing that up against the wall there, so and you can hear the sound. You actually get your right hip and go and you're scraping the wall just to get the sensation of how that movement's going to happen over and over again, to the point where it just becomes what you do. Yeah, you'll be thinking about that move and how the hip's going to move, because it is a little bit more of a different move to what you do when you try to make a rotation. A lot of people sort of tend to turn off the ball this way, as opposed to kind of get those hips to rotate around themselves. But yeah, if you can do that over and over again, and I say just avoid using 3 irons because they're just really tough to use. But yeah, I would say the longest club you use is sort of 5 iron. Most sets that you're going to look to probably buy sort of around Christmas time would probably be sort of like a 5, 7, 9 iron, a couple of wedges, like a pitching up a sand iron, obviously a putter, there'll be a driver in there, and then some combination of fairway woods or hybrids or such like. So that's going to be normally your set, probably about 8 to 10 pieces plus the golf bag. And that'd be like a starter pack that would certainly get you out there to play, well, more than enough for a year or two, to be fair, yeah.
Brilliant.
Okie dokie, makes sense? Excellent, very good.